Welcome back. I am the Electrical Code Coach, and this is the electrical question of the day. Let's get to it. For a length of rigid metal conduit with a nominal trade size of 3/4 of an inch, what is the maximum allowable number of number 14 AWG conductors with THHN insulation that may be installed, considering solely cross-sectional conduit, fill limitations, and ignoring any unrelated derating or equipment constraints? The options were A, 14, B, 22, C, 10, or D, 18. And the correct answer is 22. When we're dealing with conductors that are all of the same size, we're going to be able to use Annex C in the 17, the 20, the 23, the 26, and likely forevermore. Let's go ahead and go through the process. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our Annex C Start Here page. Right at the beginning of Annex C, it's going to list all of the different types of raceways, conduits, and tubings, and it's going to list what page number they're on. Now this changes with every cycle, so what you're going to do is you're going to start here on the left-hand side and find your type of conduit. In our case, we need to come all the way down here to rigid metal, which is right here, and then we would cross over and find our page number. We have to be careful at this stage, though, not to select the A version of the table. We want to make sure that we're always not in the A version, but in the standard non-A version of the table. Then when we get to the section for RMC, we're going to read the title of the table, make sure that we're in RMC, because all of these tables look identical. You don't want to accidentally be over in another type of pipe, raceway, or tubing. So when we get there, we read it, we make sure that it is RMC, not the A version, or have a star next to it indicating compact conductors. Then we're going to scroll down on the left-hand side until we find our type of insulation. And this is where all of these different distractors inside of this question start to really show their head. The only important things I need is I need to know the type of conduit, I need to know the size of that conduit, I need to know the size of the conductors, and then I need to know what type of insulation. The rest of it is literally useless information that the question makers put inside the questions to throw you off and waste your time. So we need to know that we are rigid metal conduit. We got that. The next thing we need to know is the type of insulation. And in this case, it's THHN. So we're going to start on the left-hand side of the table until we find THHN. The next thing we need to know is the size of the conductor. So we fall in one of the columns that has THHN and number 14 in it. Then we need to come across the top of the table until we find our respective size pipe. And this is where the 3/4 inch comes in. So we come across the top of the table until we find 3/4. Then we're going to come down and we're going to tee off with the number of conductors that conduit, raceway, or tubing is allowed to hold. And in this case, we find that it's 22. I am the Electrical Code Coach, and my bargain is that these videos will add value to you, and you will in turn add value to others. Let's get to it.